My husband is never jealous, and I am growing resentful. I have been married to my husband for 12 years, 13 together, 3 kids. He proposed 6 months after we got together and told me he knew by the second date. He is indeed very practical and rational. He is also very caring, kind and supportive, just really a wonderful partner, except for one thing, he doesn't get jealous, like at all. By that I mean if someone flirts with me, he will just chuckle and move on, sometimes leaving me to deal with them alone. When his friend's father spent the entire night of his son's wedding hitting on me, he just said "PFF what a loser" and moved on. I even had an ex write a poem and post it tagged me. Still he just said "wow cool," and when I say how come you are not jealous he says, what would I trust you. Last week I reached my boiling point. A month ago, there were some workers transferred to our department, among them was my ex. We broke up amicably, he moved to a different country, and we kept a very shallow contact, like once a year for a happy birthday text. When I went home I immediately told my husband and he said cool, and then started talking about STHLs. I snapped. Not my proudest moment, but I said, are you serious? I just told you I am working with the ex I stayed with for years, and you don't care. He said, what do you want me to say? I know you and I know you are extremely loyal. I know you will never cross any boundaries. I completely trust you, so why would I be jealous? Now I know I will never cross any boundaries. We never had that issue in our relationship. I am crazy about my husband. He is the one and only. I have spent my life showing him how much I love him because I really do, but being jealous I see it as an expression of love, and him being so cold and indifferent is making me resentful and I hate it. It just feels like he has taken me for granted. I am hurt and he has been more affectionate than usual, but hadn't referred to that argument again. How do I navigate these feelings? It seems silly, but I am hurt. Update. Hello again, so I got a lot of messages, advice, and yes, insults. It is okay, I see why. By the way, I just had a baby and someone told me this is important. It might have added to my insecurities. I followed your advice and talked to my husband. I started by apologizing to him and he said it is okay. I just want to understand where this is coming from, so I explained. By jealous I didn't mean him getting controlling or violent, or even throwing a fit. I understand I expressed myself poorly. I meant I wanted him to show he cares enough to have a back-off attitude when SB hits on me in front of him, or just ask how is it at work. Him not caring, I took it as him taking me for granted and not loving me or finding me attractive. He was shocked, he laughed and said, how did you jump from me trusting you to me not loving you, lol. He then explained his side. He said a lot, but here is the gist. I don't get jealous, because I feel it is disrespectful to you. I don't say anything either, because I keep thinking you don't need my protection. But I see your point and that I will change, but I am not jealous, because the notion of you betraying me is just foreign. I know you and I know how much you love me, and believe me that is STH I will not take for granted. There were many instances that cemented my trust in you. For example, when 1 month after we started dating, I saw you turning down a guy who looked like a movie star, and we haven't even talked about being exclusive yet. I didn't know he saw that. When you stood by my side when I lost my dad, when you sold your dear car because I needed an urgent surgery. Anytime you initiate sex I am singing inside, the sweet notes I find randomly in my bag, etc. The point is I feel secure and comfortable. Do you have any idea how rare that is? I work with a lot of guys, I hear horror stories, while there is me who can't wait to finish to go running back home to be with you. I told him about how he feels when I sometimes get jealous. He just laughed. He said, I always find it cute that you think I can see and be with someone else. I am all yours, body, soul and heart. This man, he then said, I had an ex who kept on flirting with guys and then eventually cheat. It was nerve-wracking. I was on edge, anxious, worried. Now I am at peace, so me trusting you is me loving you and being at peace knowing that we can be ocean apart. I know you will respect us. Now let me ask you about this ex. Have you had any inappropriate conversation? Any one-on-one lunches/dinners? Any lines crossed? And I said no, and no OFC. He just smiled and said, I knew it, but I can see how you have been not yourself lately, and I am sorry if I did anything that makes you doubt how much I love you. I will work on that, I promise. Then he got to the part that I was avoiding. He said given how and where I was raised, and how my parents have been, he isn't that surprised I mistook jealousy for love. For context, my parents have been together for years, but should have divorced years ago. It is a constant cycle of love/hate relationship. Dad used to even beat me and then say that it was because he loves me so much and is worried about what kind of person I will be. So we talked about therapy. I will be going next week. He also suggested a couple counseling because he wanted to learn how to be a better husband. We also talked about different love languages, future plans, etc. He called Ma, his mom, and asked her to take care of the kids while we went on a date. We had dinner and then had ice cream. When we reached our home, I was laughing hard at his dad jokes. It kinda his thing. So he suddenly hugged me long and said, "Welcome back, love. I missed you." I melted. So now he is sleeping with his head on my lap. I wanted to thank you all for your advice, kind, and even harsh words. I needed them. To be honest, I am still scared of therapy because I know how ugly it is going to get. Maybe this is why I have postponed it for so long, but my family and I deserve to have my own best version, so if that means slaying some inner demons, then I'll do it.